Hello, CEOs. Today, I will share a story about Netflix. Imagine a global company worth billions of dollars today, starting with a late fee of $40. In 1997, Reed Hastings worked out of a Blockbuster store, holding a late return receipt for the film Apollo 13. He had been charged a $40 overdue fee. Starting here, he wondered, why should watching a movie lead to publishment? What can entertainment be simple, honest, and free from necessary rules? That moment made him question not just a little fee, but an entire way of treating customers. That that frustration planted the seed for Netflix. Later that day, Reed told his friend Mike Riffen, "What if movie rental had no due data, no penalties, and no pressures?" Mike paused, then smiled, because he knew this wasn't just a business idea. It was the beginning of a rebellion. Netflix started not as a tech company, but as an act of resistance against rigid rules, necessary control, and a system that punished the consumers instead of empowering them. Reed identified the pain point of customers and built Netflix on this foundation, but its smooth development does not stem from DVD or streaming technology, but from internal reform with the company. Just like Reed's resistance to liquidate damage, Netflix has shown a spirit of resistance from the bottom of its bones. So, its internal management control system is always different from other companies. When most organizations try to control employees with rules, approval, and policies, Reed built a management control system that flipped everything upside down. Netflix became famous for one idea: freedom and responsibility. At Netflix, freedom is not the opposite of discipline, it creates the discipline. Reed believes that when you hire truly exceptional people and pay them at a top of market, you no longer need to watch them, review every task, or ask them to please the boss. Instead, they use the judgment, not rules. This is why Netflix said, and ethical performance get a general severance. It sounds brutal, but it reflects a simple truth. When everyone around you is at A level, you naturally reach to the level of responsibility the company expects. Three principles makes Netflix MCS unique. First, top talent reduce the need of the controls. You don't need to layer of approval when the team can self-control. Second, radical conduct. Feedback is honest, direct, and fast. Problems are exposed early instead of buried under the politeness. Third, context replaces control. Employees are given information, not instructions. They decided based on what serves the company's long-term freedom to innovate. But this system is not perfect. First, this MCS was born in Silicon Valley, where efficiency is emphasized. When Netflix expands globally, this regional cultural model may not always adapt smoothly in Europe or South America. High pressures, continual change, and price iteration can pose challenges even for excellent employees, and newcomers often need time to adapt to this freedom. Excessive freedom without coordination can lead to confusion, repetitive decisions, and different interpretations of the meaning of responsibility. People from different cultures and experiences have different concepts of freedom. This is undoubtedly a challenge to Netflix and MCS. So the question for CEO is clear. How can Netflix keep its spirit of freedom while ensuring global teams remain similar, consistent, and effective? My recommendation is to introduce a global cultural calibration program. This program would allow local teams to adopt Netflix value to their cultural environment while mentioning the company's core principles. In some countries, freedom basically means no one watching them all the day. They can set their own pace, and if they suddenly want to change how they work, no one steps in. As long as they've hit the goals, how they get there is their call. But in other countries, freedom is more about having a seat in decisions, being able to influence the project instead of just following orders. Alongside this, Netflix should build a global storytelling platform that collects real internal stories of risk-taking, accountabilities, and innovation, and spreads them for everyone. Netflix was born from a man's frustrations, strengthened by a belief in human potential, and transformed by a MCS that traced before it control. As Reid once said, don't try to please your boss, try to please the future, and the future depends on how well Netflix balances the freedom with the global alignment. That's all. Thank you.